Good afternoon from R.A. Fagnall Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. It's snowing outside, but it's beautiful inside as we will have this CCIW men's basketball matchup, the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans and the Elmhurst College Blue Jays. Luke Tanaka with you. Glad to have you alongside as the number 16 ranked Titans come to Elmhurst 0-2 in the conference after tough losses to North Central and North Park, trying to get off the schneid today against the Blue Jays, who come in 3-4, 1-1 in the conference after a win on the road in Waukesha at Carroll University, 69-56. Starters being introduced on the floor as we speak amongst the spotlights here at a dark R.A. Fagnall Hall. The glow sticks are out as well to our left. The fans pumped up for the Blue Jays coming into this game 3-4 and 1-1 in the conference. Marquise Carter starts his second straight game, number 5 for the Blue Jays. Carter is a 5'10 freshman guard from Waukesha, Wisconsin. Ryan Patton, number 11, is a 6'2 freshman guard from Rochester Hills, Michigan. He'll get a start as well. Jalen Loving, the senior forward, 6'5, a starter for the Blue Jays. At the point, Nathan Rogers, number 20, 6'1 senior guard from Indiana. And Caleb Mowry, number 22, 18.6 points, 8.7 rebounds per game. The Blue Jays leader in both categories. On the other side, for the Titans, a 6'4 senior guard, number 4, Andy Stempel, starts for Illinois Wesleyan. Jalen Beasley, number 5, is a 6'6 junior forward. Colin Burnett is a 6'4 sophomore guard from Lamont, Illinois. Brady Rose, the coach's son, 6'3 junior guard from Bloomington. And Trevor Sebring, the 6'5 senior forward. He is going to be a handful for whoever has to guard him down low. Have to watch for some foul trouble perhaps from Caleb Mowry as Sebring comes in, an experienced senior with lots of good minutes in the CCIW. Tom Flynn, Dave Lanning, Jack Lyman, our officiating crew. Ball is up and we're underway here in Elmhurst as the tip is controlled by the Blue Jays. Marquise Carter having his second start of the season, number 5 for Elmhurst in the white as Mowry pulls up for a long two, no good, and it's pulled down by Beasley. Brady Rose, starting point guard for Ron Rose's Illinois Wesleyan Titans. This is Stempel, cut off, thought about a shot. Rogers closed quickly. Driving into the lane, Burnett looking for a travel, didn't find it. Now a long three, good from Andy Stempel over a hand. With a hand in his face, Stempel knocks down the three, and it's the first basket of the game to the Titans. In the green, Rogers, one dribble cut off. Now here's Ryan Patton, the freshman guard. Now Carter, yet another freshman for the Blue Jays. Turns out that last bucket was a 2, so Patton will take a game-tying shot, no good. 0 for 2, the Blue Jays the first 2 times up. 3 for Rose. That one's definitely a 3, and it's knocked down. Brady Rose from downtown. The Titans, they can put up some serious points, coming in averaging 81.6 points per game. So can the Blue Jays. Could be a shootout today. Elmhurst averaging 87.3 per game as Rogers goes into the lane. Got caught under the rim, and another clear out on the rebound, this time Stempel. Behind the back dribble finds Burnett. Down low, Sebring, tough matchup for Rogers. Physical on his way in, but Loving tipped away a potential offensive rebound for Sebring. Here comes Carter back the other way. Good defense so far by the Titans. Blue Jays unable to find a good shot their first 2 trips up the floor. 10 on the shot clock, still haven't penetrated into the lane yet. Patton with 8, finds Carter at the free throw line with 6, looking down low for Loving. They find him, low block Loving. Little bunny shot is good. Jalen Loving, the first 2 points for the Blue Jays. 5-2 Illinois Wesleyan here early first half. Marquise Carter, solid defense here on the near side on Brady Rose. Rose then crossover dribble, gets around, and then Sebring is open for the slam. Brady Rose, a really good crossover dribble to draw the extra help defense, and that left Sebring wide open on the other side, and Sebring flushed it down with authority. Loving cut off on the double team. Rogers, crossover dribble, picked it, pocket did Jalen Beasley. Rogers keeping a hand in there. Jump ball will favor Illinois Wesleyan. Rogers dribbling in, and it was a nice job of Beasley to come over on the help defense, get a hand in there, knock the ball free. We have a lot of new Titans on the floor. Trevor Burdine checks in, Alec Bausch as well, and Nick Coleman now running the point for Ron Rose's offense. Brady Rose playing off the ball on this possession as Bausch skipped past far side. Bausch had a really good game here in Elmhurst a couple of years ago. Very efficient scorer. Doesn't get a lot of shots, but when he does, he scores. Patton the other way. Ryan Patton, one-on-one. Beautiful spin move. Throws up a wild shot that's no good. And the trailing rebound pulled down by Burdine. Whistles were few and far between in the first game of our doubleheader as Coleman knocks down a mid-range J. They've been hard to come by so far today as well. Here in this game, just 4 minutes in. Loving finds Mowry faking the three. He can shoot it from there, and then a foul on Brady Rose as he reached in. That's Rose's first and the team's first foul of the game. Colin Burnett checks back in. Brady Rose out, Stemple out. And the new Titan is Austin Amin. Almost a turnover there for the Blue Jays. Loving able to get back just in time to save it. There is a fresh 30 on the shot clock for Elmhurst here. Carter fakes the three. Tried to drive on Coleman, couldn't. Now Patton drives in the lane all the way to the basket. Ryan Patton. 11 points per game, 3.1 rebounds, and a great free throw shooter. Ryan Patton to the basket for two. Three for Coleman, knocks it down. Titans hot from beyond the arc to begin this game. 12-4, they lead 5 minutes in. This Illinois Wesleyan team shoots 39% from downtown. They can rack up points in a hurry. It takes some good defense from the Blue Jays. We have not seen that yet this year. Long two from Loving, no good. A little outside of his range. Bausch couldn't quite find the pass. Eventually, he got turned around, but he was able to corral it. This is Burnett. Circling to the middle, crossover on Rogers, pulls up from the free throw line and gets it to fall. Colin Burnett, first 2 points. Rogers tried to find the pick and roll pass to Mowry. Instead, Loving, pump fake, and then, a foul. I'm going to call it on Burdine. He was the one who had the swat there as well. But if you're going to put Jalen Loving anywhere, you're going to put him at the free throw line. He has struggled there this year. He is just 30% from the charity stripe, 7 of 23. First one is good. Loving has 3 of Elmhurst's 5 points so far. Blue Jays trailing early 14-5, having trouble finding good shots against this tough Illinois Wesleyan defense. Loving 2 of 2 at the stripe there. Illinois Wesleyan allows just 31% from beyond the arc, just 42% total from the field. And they only turn it over 12 times a game. They don't turn the opponent over that much either. As Rogers gets a steal there on the turnover. Nathan Rogers going to the basket. Reverse lay-in. Steal and a basket for Nathan Rogers. Brandon Auker checks in for the first time. Haven't seen Auker in some time this year, but he is seeing some minutes right now. And then there on the pass, Auker lost his man, and Coleman was wide open under the basket. Pass tipped away by Bausch. Patton had it stolen away. Bausch all the way to the rim. And I wonder if that's going to be time for John Baines to call for time. Not yet. Trailing by 10 here early in this one. 18-8. Got to be able to score in the half court if you're going to beat Illinois Wesleyan. Nice pick and roll there from Caleb Mowry on the roll. Good look from Rogers. Mowry bucket, Rogers assist. 18-10, Illinois Wesleyan on top. This is Amin. And then we have a reach on Rogers. And we have a fresh 5 for Elmhurst. Perilli, Carter, Dotlich, Tennant, and Michael Plunk now on the floor for the Blue Jays. In green, Andy Stempel, Jalen Beasley, Miles Curry, Trevor Sebring, and Brady Rose. Sebring against Tennant. That's a matchup to watch. This one right here. Tennant, the freshman, Sebring, the senior. Tennant has had foul trouble when he's guarded good bigs this year. Stempel for 3, off the mark. Michael Plunk hustles for the rebound. Sebring going after it, but Plunk corrals it cleanly. Perilli. He can shoot the 3. Has struggled a bit this year at it. That was a good, fiery pass from Perilli, too. That's those kind of passes you have to have against this Titan defense. And that one was a little bit off the mark, a little behind Michael Plunk. Here come the Titans off the turnover. Blue Jays have struggled with turnovers this year. They average 21 per contest. Now Carter with the steal. Carter against Rose. Denied the basket, and Rose will be called for the push. And that will be the second foul on Brady Rose. Perilli needs to get the ball in. High to Carter, too high. Goes off the official, and it stays in bounds. That one would have gone out of bounds if it wasn't for the official standing there. Couldn't get around the Illinois Wesleyan sub. Carter spots up way off the mark, but Plunk got an offensive rebound. He couldn't finish, and those are the kind of points that Elmhurst is going to have to convert on. Use their rebounding ability to get extra chances at the basket. Plunk's going to want that one back. But that is positive to see an offensive rebound from Elmhurst. As Beasley lines up a 3, a little bit too strong. And down with the rebound is the freshman Dotlich out of Indiana. Bounce pass. Perilli for 3. Oh, rolls halfway down and out. And eventually it's Miles Curry, the freshman from Chicago, who got the board. Curry helped lead Kenwood Academy to its first ever city championship in Chicago. Deep 3, Rose, no good. Tapped up into the air before Perilli brought it down. Trying to go in transition. Elmhurst may want to try those transition buckets a little bit more. Not necessarily John Baines' cup of tea, but with the way Illinois Wesleyan defends in the half court, it's tough to score against this Titans defense. 3 from Perilli misses. He has struggled from beyond the arc this year, just 24%. Ball tipped away, saved by Perilli. Good hustle by Elmhurst. Plunk looked like he's coming up a little gimpy on the way up the floor. Play continues. Dotlich finds Plunk. Fakes a 3. Looks okay on the drive. Goes up with the left hand. No good. And now Miles Curry back the other way. Stempel wants to slow it down. Ron Rose approves. Brady Rose just inside the three-point line. Good crashing the boards by Elmhurst. Devin Tennant was wide open, but Illinois Wesleyan gets back defensively before Dotlich knew it. Here's Marquise Carter, new appointed starting point guard for the Blue Jays. Perilli, spin move into the lane. Nice move around Jalen Beasley. Chris Perilli with his first 2 points. And Elmhurst, locking up on the defensive end, has cut the lead to just 6. Curry, they're trying to get the ball into Sebring, and Tennant lost control, and he's going to be called with his first foul. Something to watch, Devin Tennant, 6'8" freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, has had foul trouble when played against good bigs. 30-second timeout on the floor. Halfway through the first half, 18-12 in favor of Illinois Wesleyan. They led by double digits and 1 point, but now have gone over 4 minutes without a basket. The Blue Jays have been able to cut into the lead a bit, and now only trail by 6. John Baines, a Illinois Wesleyan graduate, played on one of the teams that got 3rd place in the NCAA tournament when Baines was a player. Right now, 116-68 in 7 seasons as a head coach. 59-30 at Elmhurst. Led the Blue Jays to consecutive NCAA tournaments where they went 2-2 overall. Lost to eventual champion St. Thomas last year as somebody lost Beasley and he knocks down a 3. Nobody within 10 feet of Jalen Beasley in the corner, and the 6'6" forward had plenty of time to knock that one down. 3 by Dotlich rims out, and Illinois Wesleyan will have possession as Perilli knocked it out of bounds. Elmhurst struggling shooting-wise here early, shooting just 5 of 16 from the floor so far. 0 of 3 from downtown. Foul on the floor, charge to Dotlich. It'll be his first and the team's 3rd. Both teams with 3 fouls so far here in the first half. 3 new players on the floor for Ron Rose, Tyler Burdine, Colin Burnett, and Austin Amin. Burnett driving baseline, tried to find Burdine, but Beasley was there. Now a long 3 is good from Amin. And again, Illinois Wesleyan 4 of 7 from beyond the arc here to extend their lead up to 12. Dotlich into the lane, ran into a brick wall that was Burdine, and here comes Illinois Wesleyan down the floor. Burnett didn't have the angle under the basket, so resets. Guarded by the larger Jalen Loving. Burnett with the speed advantage. Oh, what a look, falling out of bounds to Beasley, but a nice block by Perilli, and up come Elmhurst. Marquise Carter controlling at the top. Mowry, leading scorer, leading rebounder for Elmhurst, away from the basket, however. 10 to go with 8 minutes on the clock. Perilli, pump fake. Bounces left, pulls up, knocks it down for 2. 4 points for Chris Perilli. Hasn't knocked down a 3 yet, but has been able to knock down a pair of 2s. And that mid-range jumper pulls Elmhurst back within 10. Burnett for 3, no good. One-arm rebound pulled down by Burdine. Mowry with the foul, count it, and 1. Caleb Mowry's first foul. The basket goes down as Tyler Burdine has his first 2 points, much to the approval of the Illinois Wesleyan crowd on the far side. Burdine, lefty with the first shot, well off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by Mowry. Blue Jays having trouble scoring against the Titans in the half court. Carter driving into the lane. Pass tipped away from Perilli, but he corrals it anyway. Perilli open for 3. Off the mark back iron. And again, the Blue Jays miss from beyond the arc. Shooting 32% out there for the season, haven't made one yet today. In, driving into the lane, and Mowry tried to take the charge. Offensive foul, he did. Or no, it's just going to be out of bounds, so no whistle. Ball just went out of bounds as Mowry tried to take the charge there. A dangerous play with one foul and 7 minutes to go. Somebody's got to come back for the basketball. It'll be Nathan Rogers, so no foul charge there. Much like the women's game before this one, the referee's letting them play. Loving trying to go to the rack. Knocked out of bounds by Bausch. He'll stay with the Blue Jays as Stempel checks in. The question is, who's going to get hot for the Blue Jays? Lots of different players who can score. Bounce pass down low to Patton. Back up Perilli. 7 on the shot clock. Kicked it. And now it's pulled up by Burnett. And he is going to beat Rogers all the way down the floor and lay it in. And now John Baines wants his first timeout. 14-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. They have looked stout on the defensive end so far against this Elmhurst offense that averages 87 points per game. Able to score 69 against Carroll despite going scoreless for about half of the first half. Last points of the first half were scored with more than 8 minutes to go, and that was able to pull Carroll back into it. They led by 1 at the break, did the Pioneers. Despite Elmhurst leading 24-12 at one point. 13-0 run to end the half, but then the Blue Jays were able to pull away on Wednesday at Carroll to make it 69-56 the final there. Illinois Wesleyan, and they have been a hot shooting team for the non-conference portion of their schedule for sure. They beat Dominican by 21, Webster by 13, Loris by 21, McMurray by 33, and then took out number 8 Ohio Wesleyan by 18. But then their schedule not very favorable here at the beginning portions of the CCIW. They had to play North Park at home, and then they had to play North Central on the road. Lost to North Central 84-75, and then lost to North Park 72-68. So this is a big game for Illinois Wesleyan, 0-2 in the conference. A team that, in my opinion, is certainly in the running, if not one of the favorites for the top 4 spots around the CCIW. Mowry open for 3, off the mark, back iron. Loving skying for the rebound. Ball on the floor, poked away by Rogers, and he's going to get called for a foul because he reached in. Second foul on Rogers. 5th team foul on the Blue Jays. Illinois Wesleyan, one of the teams, along with, say, North Central and North Park, who return a lot of their production from last year. Teams that were among the top in the conference. We also saw Carthage defeat North Central on Wednesday, which was a big win for the Redmen. Stempel open for 3, way too strong, but the weak side rebound by Burdine. He gets the basket as well, and it's a game-high 16-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Perilli drives in, kick out. Carter, who tries a 3, and the one finally goes down for the Blue Jays. After Elmhurst missed their first 5 attempts from downtown, they finally get one to fall. They're now 1 of 6. But that has dug them a bit of a hole here against the Titans in the first half. Carter steals it away. Marquise Carter to the basket. Gets it to go. Big play by Marquise Carter. You could tell why he is in the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. After playing just 36 total minutes, as Carter now hits the deck. And we'll get up here. Slowly but surely. And he's going to get charged with the first foul. 16 foul on the Blue Jays, so one more for 1-1. Carter getting checked out. May have hit his head on the floor, so he might have to check out here and get checked out by the trainer before he can stay in this game. Let's see. Carter says he's okay. The officials will leave him in the game here. 5:11 to go and a 11-point Illinois Wesleyan advantage. So Carter played a total of 36 minutes before Wednesday, and then played 34 minutes against Carroll on the road in his hometown of Waukesha, and he must have shown something in practice because he's really showing that effort on the defensive end right now. Bausch lines up a three. Again, Burdine with an offensive rebound, and again he reaches over for another one, and then he gets fouled. And it might be Mowry's second. Elmhurst fans on this side were looking for an over-the-back call as Burdine went back-to-back with Mowry and kind of reached over the shoulder to tip that one back to himself. And Mowry's going to probably have to check out of this game. Devin Tennant's at the scorer's table. He's going to go get him after this free throw. Burdine swishes home the first one. Here comes Tennant, replacing Mowry, who now has 2 fouls. Nathan Rogers also on the bench with 2. Brady Rose on the floor for Illinois Wesleyan with a pair of fouls so far. Burdine's second free throw, back iron, and Loving skies for the board. Despite not having a whole lot of size for Elmhurst, Jalen Loving is a great rebounder. And Carter, a miscommunication with Ryan Patton here, as he throws it right into the bench on the right into the stands on the near side for a turnover. .4:30 to go first half. 12-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Big final 4 minutes and 30 seconds for the Blue Jays. Brady Rose into the lane, past Tennant, gets it to go. Blow-by move. The speed of Brady Rose really impressive here early in this one, despite having to play less minutes because of his 2 fouls. Handoff, Patton. Bausch gets Bausch in the air and then misses the little bunny. And another Elmhurst miss sends Illinois Wesleyan up the other way. Stempel driving on Tennant. Oh, what a hesitation move. Wow. Illinois Wesleyan is looking too strong offensively, defensively. Some great moves on offense, getting themselves some open looks. And Elmhurst struggling on both ends of the floor right now as Illinois Wesleyan has extended a 16-point lead. The Titans shooting 60% from the field so far, 4 of 10 from downtown, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Elmhurst, on the other hand, just 35% from the field, 1 of 6 from downtown, and 2 of 2 from the stripe. Illinois Wesleyan also dominating the glass so far, 18-9 in rebounds, and Burdine already has 3 offensive rebounds. Make it 4, offensive rebounds, 5 points. Just about every point he has gotten has come off an offensive rebound. He has 6 total already in this game with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. In terms of turnovers, Illinois Wesleyan has actually turned it over more than the Blue Jays, 6 times to 5, and a lot of Elmhurst points have come off those turnovers. Those have been the easiest looks that the Blue Jays have gotten, but if you're going to try to rely on Illinois Wesleyan turning the ball over, not a recipe for success against Ron Rose's crew. Rose's first head coaching job at the collegiate level at Illinois Wesleyan, 194-97 overall in his career. Went to the NCAA tournament 6 consecutive seasons. That was snapped last year when the Titans went 13-13. Was the number 4 seed in the CCIW tournament before falling to Augustana in a very tightly contested game in Rock Island. 7 on the shot clock for Dotledge, who gets double teamed. Tennant with 4. Tennant with 3, driving into the lane, offensive foul. That's 2 fouls on Devin Tennant, 2 fouls on Caleb Mowry, which is really going to hurt the Blue Jays in terms of size here. Loving checks out. Tennant will stay on the floor with 2, trying to create the action with not much time on the shot clock, and it didn't work out well for Tennant. Patton trying to stay in front of Stemple. He does, but Sebring's open for a J. No good. Pulled down by Patton on the rebound. Nicely done. Here comes Carter back up the floor. Patton thought about a 3. Blows by Beasley to the rack. Nice move by Ryan Patton. 6'2" freshman guard from Rochester Hills, Michigan, averaging 11 points. But Stemple comes right back and answers. And we have a whistle. And I think Tennant's going to be called for a foul here. That's the 3rd foul on Devin Tennant, and I think it was away from the basket. And now Maury's going to have to check back in with 2, and that front line for the Blue Jays is getting very thin already with just under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. And Trevor Sebring will go to the free throw line because the Titans are in the bonus. The Blue Jays 9 team fouls. Sebring knocks down the first one. He has 3 points so far. And this game quickly getting out of hand for the Blue Jays. Second one good as well. It's now an 18-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Ryan Patton to the lane again. Around Sebring, but his pass got deflected by the Illinois Wesleyan big man. Back up the floor, Illinois Wesleyan. They've been able to get good shots pretty much all half against this Elmhurst defense, mainly with the drive. There's a nice drive and a pass to Sebring on the backdoor cut, the pick and roll. Sebring rolls to the basket for the easy 2, and it's a 20-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Pass down low for Patton. Picks it up off the baseline. Curry with the hands up, out of bounds. It'll stay with Elmhurst. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to play here in the first half. In a game that is dominated by the players in green. Marquise Carter with 7. Carter's going to have to go to work on Stemple. Instead finds Dotledge with 3. Step back 3 way off the mark, and that'll be a shot clock violation on the air ball anyway. Again, just really tough to find a shot against this Illinois Wesleyan defense. Loving wants to check into the next opportunity. Right now, if I'm Illinois Wesleyan, I go right back to the well, get Sebring involved. There he is. Maury has 2 fouls, not going to want to pick up a third. Play some good defense there without fouling. And then I think it's going to be foul on the Titans, and it will be. It'll be Miles Curry's first foul. Team's 4th. Loving checks in for Plunk. And no, excuse me, they're going to bring Caleb off the floor. So that means Loving is going to have to guard Sebring. And I think that's very possible. Loving, a little bit of a size disadvantage, but with the way the Blue Jays are stuck in foul trouble right now, Tennant has 3, Maury has 2. You really have no other option. Under 90 seconds to play. Elmhurst looking for a good shot here. Loving, dribble drive, kick out to Michael Plunk, who gets fouled by Beasley. Or, excuse me, Stemple. So it's going to be Stemple's first. Team's 5th, so the Blue Jays still 2 fouls away from the bonus. Dotledge to inbound. Patton in the corner. Off a screen from Loving, looking for that pick and roll. Into the lane, Dotlich lost the handle on the way up. Loving, still lots of time on the shot clock for the Blue Jays, but that penetration has been tough to come by. Illinois Wesleyan playing some really tough defense on the drives. Carter cut off, so Patton will line up a three. Got it. Ryan Patton from downtown, a big bucket for the Blue Jays. Still a tall mountain to climb at this point. They can get a stop here and another basket going into the half. It'll feel a little less steep. Good defense by Elmhurst here, and it's stolen away by Loving. Jalen Loving to the rack, gets fouled by Burdine, and will head to the free throw line. Nice job by the Elmhurst pressure defense there. Give a lot of credit to Ryan Patton, who was all over Colin Burnett. And that's what forced the turnover, and Loving's long arms able to poke the ball away. And Loving, who was 2 of 2 from the line today, but not as good on the season, misses the first one. 30% coming into the game. Now 9 of 26 on the year from the foul line. 27.9 to go, so Illinois Wesleyan will have one last possession here in the half. Loving, 3 of 4 from the line today, 5 points. Second on the Blue Jays to Patton, who has 7. And a 16-point game. 20 seconds for Illinois Wesleyan offensively. 10 to go. 3 by Stemple. No good. Pulled down by Loving. Chance for the Blue Jays in the final 5. With 4 across the timeline. With 3. Lost the handle. Dotlich pulls up for 2. Just off the back iron. No good. And the Blue Jays will head to the half, trailing by 16 here at home to the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan. Solid half offensively and defensively in the half court for the Titans, and they expect nothing less. But the Blue Jays have to be a little bit more efficient finding good shots on the offensive end if they're going to have a chance to come back against the Titans in this game. Blue Jays 37% from the field, 2 of 8 from downtown, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, all of those coming from Jalen Loving. And in terms of Illinois Wesleyan, 17 of 30, 57% from the field, 4 of 11 from three-point range, and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Illinois Wesleyan out rebounding the Blue Jays 19-12, both teams with 7 turnovers. The Titans extended their largest lead of 20 at 41-21 with 2:23 to go in the first half. We're at halftime. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and we'll come right back with the second half. Blue Jays trailing 41-25 after the first 20 on Blue Jay TV.
Coming here as a Division III player, you're coming here to get your degree. We have some players that go on to be professional athletes. They've gone overseas, but that's not the norm. Our players are coming. They're finishing their playing careers here, and so whenever they're done, they're being prepared in something else other than just basketball. So for us, that's the student-athlete model. You come in, you're working hard. Our players put in as much time as a Division I player does, but it's because they want to be there. I know that from motivating our players, if they're coming to practice, I know that they're working hard because it's out of them, not just because we've got a dollar sign, they have to do it, this is how they have to stay in school. They don't have to be there. They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player, and there's something that's special about that experience to me, coaching that player.
Definitely being on the cross-country and track team, that has been really great. The athletic community as a whole is really inclusive and inviting, and then having that team, it's really family-oriented. We usually have 20 girls on the team, and we're all brought together by our love for running, and our coach is really instrumental in that. But you get to know each other so well through practices, and you're going through all these really hard workouts together. So you're putting everything you've got out there, and you're all supporting each other. You get to know each other on a really like personal level that you might not otherwise just by meeting these girls in class. So you get to know about their families and their classes and their goals for the season, and you really support each other. The Division III athlete is kind of the perfect balance of student athlete too. You still get your sport and it's highly competitive, and we compete just as much as the D1 athletes do, but then we are allowed to be students and we can be involved in a lot of other things. I know a lot of the girls on my team and myself are involved in a lot of other clubs and organizations, and I feel like at a D1 school you kind of are limited. You can only be on your sports team and then study too for your classes. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with that.
College only happens once. You need to know what you're getting into. That's why we made this video. We wanted to give you an idea of what you might choose to get into at Elmhurst College. We went around the campus with a camera for a full school year and asked people what they thought about the place. We didn't plant anybody and we didn't script anything. We just asked questions. We started at new student orientation.
I chose Elmhurst because the campus is really nice, first off. I like it a lot, and it's really close to Chicago. I like Chicago.
The reason why I chose to come here is the smart classes and the atmosphere. The people here are friendly, and I just love it.
Nicest campus I've seen anywhere. Like, I visited a lot of other schools, but I mean, this one just had like all the trees, it had the atmosphere.
All the people I've met have been really, really friendly.
It's a beautiful campus.
It's a beautiful campus. Lots of plants, lots of friendly people. And they're just so helpful. Like, everyone wants to help you out to get to where you need to be.
Come on in, everybody. It's good to have you here.
It's just going to be a fun year all together, meet lots of people, hang out, go downtown a lot.
Now it's time to kick off the school year. That means going to class. You've been doing that for years already, but classes at Elmhurst are a little different.
If you've never experienced something, you can definitely get into it and experience it here at Elmhurst.
It's an open environment. Anywhere you go, you're going to get that opportunity just to better yourself. When you're in the large universities, you don't get that opportunity because you're just another student and they're just talking in front of you.
The class size is smaller, so you're not in a class of about like 600 people.
I know all of my professors by name, and what's better is they know me by name.
You can go to them and feel comfortable dropping them an email, stopping by their office during office hours and asking for help.
Every morning I wake up and I'm excited to see my students again. I love hearing them and their stories and getting to know them.
The opportunity to interact with faculty in a real meaningful way, whether it's in collaborative research, whether it's one-on-one, talking about aspects of the class in their offices, the availability, all those things are there.
Learning doesn't only take place in the classroom, but outside the classroom.
The lecturing style has sort of gone out of fashion. You do present some material, but you try for the students to discover the answers rather than providing them to the student.
It's a process, and we create that process every time, every class.
In business, they're not looking for people that have more accounting or more marketing. They're looking with people with what we consider the liberal learning skills.
You're going to be able to combine professional interests with a liberal arts education.
Elmhurst College is preparing me for my life experience later on after college, and it's a great environment to grow.
Elmhurst College gave me a chance to kind of sit back and evaluate the world at large, and then begin to say, okay, I could kind of see myself doing this.
Of course, all work and no play is no way to go through college. That's why we have special weekends like homecoming. Football is one of 18 varsity sports at Elmhurst. It's not the Big Ten. In a lot of ways, it's better.
But what separated Elmhurst College from every other institution that was looking to recruit me as a football player is Elmhurst College was more interested in me being a student athlete.
Knowing that I would be running cross country and track all 4 years, I think it's really helped me structure my educational career as well.
Being a student athlete takes up a lot of time, but it's a commitment that you really want to make.
What commitment do you want to make? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
There's over 100 different clubs and organizations on campus.
Elmhurst has something for everyone, there really is. I mean, whatever your interest is, it's here.
I've been involved in the music department, in the band, and now the orchestra. Intramural sports, or art, or music, or drama.
They have a Greek system here, and I really wanted to get involved.
Joining a fraternity, playing on the men's soccer team for 4 years.
You have so many opportunities to get your hands on things. You know, I was involved in union board and volleyball.
There's just a huge array that you can choose from.
You can definitely make a difference, definitely.
You can also make a difference far beyond the campus. Our study abroad program gives you a chance to experience the world. Elmhurst students study in 44 countries.
The first January I was here, I studied in France, and the second January I studied in India.
Back home, you'll enjoy all the advantages of going to college in Elmhurst, Illinois, a special suburb of a great city.
Downtown Elmhurst is walking distance, and there's so many things going on. We have the movie theater, there's restaurants, there's shopping.
The train station's right within walking distance, and you can always go to downtown Chicago.
About half-hour metro ride away. And so a lot of my friends will go downtown every few weekends and see what's down there. There's a lot of class trips that go downtown.
I like to go into the city. I enjoy spending time there. It's something totally new and different for me.
One reason you're going to college is to prepare for a life of professional achievement. We'll help you to get the hands-on experience you need to really know your stuff.
If you're looking for a job or you're looking for an internship, they have so many connections to help you.
They want to help you junior and senior year to be able to get those internships and get those job opportunities.
It gives you an automatic network of people.
I work for WGN. I am a sports news intern.
I'm currently interning at Victory Records, which is downtown Chicago.
I'm a sales planning intern with the Kellogg Company.
I'm interning at Paramount Public Relations.
I'm currently interning with the Chicago Bears.
There's a lot of teamwork involved in my internship, so you really learn how to work with other people.
It's very hands-on.
Just being able to work with their players, like the guys you see on TV on Sunday, and just kind of finding out that they're just regular guys like everyone else. It's really been cool.
You're in a small school, and then you have this opportunity in a big city, and I've met artists, been to concerts, and it's awesome.
Our job is to help students learn how to navigate and manage their own career when they graduate.
So that's Elmhurst College in about 7 minutes. We'll leave you with a few final thoughts from our students and faculty.
Those people who decide to come here simply say that there was a feeling about the campus. They said there's just something, they sense something more, like hey, I belong here.
Coming in here and making the connections with the people that I have, I know that even when I graduate, I'm still going to have these connections. I'm still going to have a home here even 5, 10, 20 years down the road.
I'm sure there's other good schools out there too, but I think you'd have a hard time beating Elmhurst.
Your experience is going to really be what college ought to be.
Originally, it was a breath of fresh air. I'm alone. What am I gonna do? What could I possibly do? What's ahead for me? And once I got on campus, I just excelled. I utilized all my resources coming here. It was a program called Direct Connect, which was a minority program to get students situated with the campus 2 weeks before school started. So I actually lived on campus 2 weeks before. I went to seminars, which actually helped us get acquainted to the long campus hours. The teachers that were in the seminars were actually going to be our teachers that were on campus. So we have something here called the first year seminar, which not only is supposed to promote growth within the freshmen, but also serve as a guidance or a type of direction for their first time here. And they were ecstatic. They helped me, they gravitated towards me, and I actually use them as a stepping stone even now in senior year. Growing up, I did not have that type of support. In high school, you think you can stay after class, but what will other students think? I think once I got here, it was more so what do I want? Just having a drive, a motivation to go forth and actually reach out for help or ask for help.
There's always a new experience right around the corner. I didn't plan on running here. And then, right before school started, I emailed Coach Eric Guda. I sort of have been running this summer, and I've always been a runner. What if I joined the team? And he was so excited about it, and he was just very welcoming about it. So the fact that I came into the school with like 17 other people that were runners and I had something to relate with, that was awesome. Since we're all D3 athletes, school comes first, athletes come second, but at the same time, we're playing that role 24/7. And it's really helpful that like I don't just have this cross-country family, I have all the athletes here on campus that I know I can like relate to in some way. There's so many opportunities here that, you know, help you push you in the right direction, and there's always someone to help you along the way and support you and be your friend and also be your professor and also be your coach and be your mentor, and there's just so many different roles that you can connect one-on-one with everyone.
I came in as an English major. I was looking to be secondary ed, and I wasn't really sure, and I took an American history class that I just loved. Every history professor I've had is really excited when they're lecturing, which is not typically what you assume you're going to get in a history lecture. They're all just really passionate about what they do, and I got just as excited and wanted to be up there. So I got in contact with my professor, and I was like, I'd like to do what you do. How do I get there? Since then, I've been kind of on the path to grad school, and I've had probably 15 meetings with my professor. She shared everything that she's done, her statement of purpose, how to get in contact with other professors at grad schools, when to take the GRE. She's pretty much been with me through the whole thing, and I'm not really sure how I would have done it without her. Elmhurst has changed me pretty much all around. The people I've met here have really shaped the direction I'm going. I didn't think I'd be heading in the direction I am when I came in, and it's a select few professors and classes and a couple people I've met that have really pushed me to do what I want to do now, and it's nice to feel like you have a direction, and I don't think I would have found that if I hadn't been here.
Back at R.A. Fagnall Hall as the Blue Jays of Elmhurst trail the Illinois Wesleyan Titans 41-25 at halftime. Luke Tanaka with you. Glad to have you alongside for this edition of Elmhurst men's basketball on BlueJayTV.com. The Elmhurst men trying to follow up a victory from the women's side, but Illinois Wesleyan played a very good first half, and Blue Jays struggled from the field and struggled stopping the Illinois Wesleyan penetration, as the Titans shot 57% from the field for the first half, 17 of 30. Shot 4 of 11 from downtown in the first half. Really, it was early in the first half that they were able to extend their lead with the three-point shooting, and kind of struggled the rest of the way, but still able to build that lead, and they held that lead, led by as much as 20. Elmhurst able to trim that deficit just a bit, but still trail by 16. Heading into the second half, Blue Jays shot 37% in the first half, 10 of 27, and 2 of 8 from downtown. Blue Jays didn't get to the foul line a whole lot. Really, neither team did. Both teams with 3 made free throws. 5 attempts for the Titans, 4 attempts for the Blue Jays. And it is the starting 5 on the floor for Elmhurst. Nathan Rogers, Jalen Loving, Marquise Carter, Caleb Mowry, and Ryan Patton. Starting 5 as well for the Titans: Stemple, Beasley, Burnett, Rose, and Sebring. Rogers attacking the basket, no good, and then the rebound tipped away from his grasp. Thought he had it, clapped his hands together instead of the ball being there. Illinois Wesleyan with another defensive rebound. They allowed just 1 offensive rebound by the Blue Jays in that first half, and it leads to that foul to be charged to Ryan Patton. That'll be his first. Another story of the first half, foul trouble. The foul's on the Elmhurst side. Marquise Carter has Marquise Carter now has 2 fouls after that one right there. Or he has 1 foul, excuse me. That was not foul. Last one was not on Carter. It was on Patton, his first. 2 on Rogers, 2 on Mowry, 3 on Devin Tennant, and 1 on Michael Plunk. The front line for the Blue Jays very thin as Rogers spots up for 3. Count it. See if Nathan Rogers can get the offense going here in the second half. He averages 8 per game. Right now he's at 5. The swing to Burnett. Guarded by the freshman Patton. Bonnet spin move in the lane. Bounce pass Sebring. Baseline J. Open shot is good. 8 for Sebring. Again, Illinois Wesleyan using the penetration and the extra pass to find the open shot. It's been a formula that has worked for them today. Mowry, mid-range J, no good. Loving on the tip-in. Nice play by Jalen Loving. One-handed tip-in. And those are the kind of second chance points you want to see if you're the Blue Jays. Elmhurst did not have any second chance points in the first 20 minutes. Sebring down low against Mowry, and that's going to be Mowry's third. And Trevor Sebring, such a tough player to guard down low. Second team all CCIW pick. That's the second team foul, third on Mowry. Sebring double-digit points in 4 straight games against Elmhurst. He's 1 free throw away from doing the same here today. Double-digit points in 6 out of 7 games this year, including 1 double-double, 15 and 10 against Loris, as he now has double digits in 5 straight games against the Blue Jays. Trevor Sebring last year led the team with 14.2 points and 6.1 rebounds per contest. Rogers to the basket, counted on the foul. Nathan Rogers in attack mode early in the second half. It'll be Andy Stempel's second foul. Rogers shoots just 50% from the line this season. Rises, fires, and hits. Front iron, back iron, and good. Carter providing some pressure. Rogers gets a hand on a pass, and out of bounds. It'll stay with Illinois Wesleyan. Elmhurst showing some pressure defense here, trying to speed up the tempo a bit, get some turnovers. Beasley gets it into Bonnet. Nice option on the pass to Beasley. They'll force him to bring it up until he hands off to Rose. Brady Rose surveying. Has Sebring down low. I would go to him, and they're going to go back to the well. Sebring one-on-one with Mowry. Skip pass, Bonnet. Bonnet to the basket. Spin move on Rogers. Down low to Beasley. Loving got a hand in there, but not enough. And Beasley with 4 on the shot clock knocks down the easy shot. Lots of Titan players in the scorebook. Stempel with 6. Beasley with 6. Coleman with 7. Bonnet with 4. Rose with 5. Amon with 3. Burdine with 5. And Sebring with 10. Loving. Bunny, no good. Stempel skies for the rebound. Bonnet driving into the lane, knocked away by Rogers, out of bounds. Still a 16-point game, despite Rogers having a couple of good shots here early in the second half. He is a guy who certainly can create his own shot. Might be somebody they go to here in the second half as Sebring spots up a J, no good. If I'm Sebring, I am driving on Mowry, who has 3 fouls. I think that's exactly what Ron Rose is talking about. Even just a pump fake and drive into the lane, because Mowry's not going to want to pick up a 4th here in the early portions of the second half. If I'm Sebring, I'm going right at Caleb Mowry. Sebring without a foul, you pick up a charge, is not the end of the world, especially with a big lead. Loving lost the handle. Stempel out and running. Down low to Sebring, foul and 1. 12 for Sebring, and Loving's first. And John Baines wants a timeout. And it's a full timeout. 16:38 to go, and it's now an 18-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Elmhurst did get their first conference win of the year against Carroll on Wednesday, but now trailing the Titans, who are still looking for their first conference victory. Right now, the CCIW standings are as follows. Right now, atop the conference, North Park and Carthage, both 2-0 in conference play. And 4 conference games on the slate today as well. Carroll traveling to Chicago to face North Park. Carthage on the road at Augustana. Certainly be an interesting one. Augustana lost to North Park and then won their last conference game, as they were able to defeat Wheaton by 2 on Wednesday. So that's a 1-1 Augustana team against a 2-0 Carthage team. Carroll 0-1 against 2-0 North Park. Excuse me, let me check on that really quick, just to make sure that is indeed correct. Yeah, Carroll at North Park on both the men's and women's side. Carthage at Augustana North Central. Currently sitting in 1-1, traveling to 0-1 Milliken today in the rough snowfall outside. It will certainly be quite the trip back from Decatur to Naperville for those Cardinals. Sebring misses the free throw, so he can't convert on the three-point play, but it's still an 18-point Illinois Wesleyan lead early second half. Nathan Rogers trying to create offense, goes down low to Loving, who backs down Bausch beautifully, can't finish. Mowry gets an offensive rebound, he can't finish, and Sebring finally clears out for the Titans. 2 great looks at the basket for Elmhurst. Here's a 3 far wing for Nick Coleman. He couldn't convert. That could have been trouble for the Blue Jays if that went down. Would have been a game-high 21-point lead. Instead, Rogers spot on 3, no good. Tipped out by Loving, but right to Bunnett. Bunnett off to Rose, back to Bunnett. Now he'll line up a 3, and he misses as well. Elmhurst needing some chance at the offensive end here. Sebring back behind the play, not getting back on defense. Here he comes. A little bit late, but just in time. Mowry for 3 off the mark. You could see it right out of the hand, and then Carter driving into the lane from the elbow. Fadeaway rainbow is good. You really see what the coaching staff is looking at when they start Marquise Carter. Good active hands on the defensive end and a chance to create his own shot. If he can add the 3 to his arsenal, hasn't taken one today, only seen pump fakes, he could be really dangerous. Sebring taps out the miss by Bausch. Now Rose for 3. Off the mark, back iron, and a foul on Caleb Mowry, his 4th on the rebound. Blue Jay fans, John Baines, can't believe it. Here come the subs, and Mowry's going to have to check out. He has 4 fouls with 15 minutes to go in the game. Mowry can't believe it, averaging 18.6 points and 8.7 rebounds per game. Mowry right now checking out of the game for, what I can only imagine, will be a long time with 2 points and 2 rebounds. That's a tough call for Mowry with 3 fouls, a little push on the rebound. John Baines didn't see it. Now one pass, a little miscommunication, but Bunnett able to get a hand on it to save it from going straight out of bounds. Coleman dribble drive. Bunnett, good defense by the Blue Jays. Bunnett hesitation, dribble in the lane, lost it. Now Burdine in the lane. Burdine turnaround shot, no good. Bausch offensive rebound, almost put it back in, but he'll go to the line for 2. And another offensive rebound and a second chance opportunity. 2 fouls on Carter, and the 5th team foul already. First free throw good, and you heard John Baines talking down there. Got to get on the glass. That's the reason why you had to get the foul. John Baines, somebody who is a huge proponent of rebounding, one of the key parts to his Blue Jay teams when they were so good the last couple of years, and right now Illinois Wesleyan dominating Elmhurst on the glass. Rogers through the legs, cut off nicely by Bunnett. Devin Tennant, who has 3 fouls as well. Front line getting pretty thin with the foul trouble for the Blue Jays. 8 on the shot clock. Rogers for 3, got it. Rogers is the first Blue Jay in double figures. He has 10. And Marquise Carter just hacks Brady Rose on his way into the lane. 3 fouls now on Carter, 6 on the team, and this will be on the baseline. Perilli tried to get a tip on that pass. Instead, Bonnet goes into the lane. Tennant walling up, and another offensive rebound for Illinois Wesleyan. They've been all over the rebounding today. Bausch into the lane, no good on the long layup. Tennant finds Rogers. Here he comes back up the floor. Rogers tried to get it down low to Plunk, picked away by Bausch. Illinois Wesleyan, a team full of solid shooters. Even their big man Bausch can still line it up. Beasley as well, who's at 6'6" and a forward. Burdine wide open under the basket. 7 points for Tyler Burdine. All 5 of his points came on second chance opportunities in the first half. Perilli looking for his shot, drives in, leans into the contact, a little bit too strong. Michael Plunk ended up with the rebound, and Alec Bausch will be called for the loose ball foul. It's only the second team on Illinois Wesleyan here in the second half. And it looks like John Baines wants to call another timeout. He does. And another full timeout taken by the head coach of the Blue Jays. Baines, in his 4th season with Elmhurst, led the team to 22 wins, the most in program history last year. Inherited a team that had 6 wins and was able to turn them around to an NCAA tournament bid in a couple of years. Went to 2 consecutive NCAA tournaments, a 2-2 record in those 2 tournaments. Defeated St. Norbert, who was one of the top teams in the country, in a long overtime thriller up in De Pere in his first season at the NCAA tournament 2 years ago, and then ended up losing to Northwestern St. Paul, the Cinderella story up there in De Pere that weekend. And it was just a accumulation of so many minutes, so much effort going into that first win that it was hard to get yourself back up for game 2, second round of the tournament. And then also last year, playing UW Oshkosh in the first round, Brian Ackerman hit a key 3 in that one with under a minute to play to extend the Blue Jay lead and give them the victory up in St. Paul at the University of St. Thomas. And then against St. Thomas in the second round, the Blue Jays ended up falling to the eventual national champions in what was a very tight game for a long portion. And then eventually in the final couple of minutes, St. Thomas hit a couple of threes that were able to separate themselves out. But now that senior class that led the team is gone as Devin Tennant goes into the lane, one of the freshmen, and he's way too strong off the backboard. And here comes Illinois Wesleyan up the other way. Skip Bass, Curry thought about the 3. Instead, Stemple takes one step inside the three-point line, passes off to Coleman. His shot was altered. Eventually, Devin Tennant finds the rebound. Perilli talking to the official about a potential push from one of the Titans. Marquise Carter lines it up. Off back iron, fight for the rebound. Coleman too strong. Stemple all the way to the rack, and he gets fouled by Tennant, and that's going to be 4 on Devin Tennant. Oh, Devin Tennant will probably have to go to the bench here as well, and now both Blue Jay big men, Mowry and Tennant, have 4 fouls, and there's still 12 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this game. First one good from Andy Stemple. He now has 7. They're going to let Tennant play with his fouls here. No Sebring on the floor for Illinois Wesleyan either at this point. Stemple rises, misses. And here comes Tucker Harlan into the game for the first time. Pass tipped away by Bausch, out of bounds in the backcourt. It'll stay with the Blue Jays. Harlan, the 6'2 senior guard from Washington, Illinois, didn't play against Carroll. 51 total games in his career, 10 starts for Harlan. Perilli for three from the wing, no good. Rebound contested for by Tennant and eventually pulled down by Burdine. John Baines wanting a call on the rebound. That one out of bounds. Curry stepped on the baseline, and it'll come back up the other way. John Baines looking for an over-the-back call. There's been a couple where Burdine, at least in John Baines' opinion, has gone over the back. Still an 18-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Elmhurst still struggling from the field, trying to find good shots. They haven't been able to knock down the three today, and anything inside the lane has seen 2 or 3 green jerseys around it. Michael Plunk for three, off the mark. Sebring with the rebound against Tennant. Again, those second chance opportunities just not happening for the Blue Jays today. Man-to-man defense for the Blue Jays. Stempel on the backdoor cut, rises, fires, hits. 9 for Stempel. And the lead is ballooned back up to 20. Perilli looking for Dotlich, and we have a hold. That's going to be Brady Rose's third. A little bit of trouble for Rose as well here with 3 fouls, but he's the only Illinois Wesleyan player in foul trouble. A lot more whistles called on the Blue Jays today than on the Titans, just in terms of sheer numbers. And a 3 from the far wing is good from Dotlich. That's Dotlich's first shot made of the day. 1 of 5 and 1 of 3 from downtown. Dotlich finally in the scorebook for Elmhurst. Illinois Wesleyan smart with the basketball here, looking for the best shot. They find it. Sebring. Oh, he couldn't finish. Under the basket, Sebring pointing to Bausch. That was a great pass from Alec Bausch. But Sebring couldn't finish the shot. Now Rogers fouled by Sebring as he got him up in the air. First foul on Trevor Sebring. Fourth team foul of the half. With just a couple of seconds till the halfway point here in the second half, it'll be Rogers, a 50% shooter to the line. Good with the first one. 11 for Rogers, the only Blue Jay in double figures. Carter 7, Ryan Patton has 7, and Jalen Loving also has 7. Bausch out, Curry out. Jalen Beasley is back in, along with Colin Burnett. Rogers again rolls it in off the front iron. Second time he's done that today. Rogers now tying his season high with 12. Blue Jays, good press early, but now they back off as Illinois Wesleyan cruises over the timeline with a couple seconds to spare. Rose, long 3, got it. Brady Rose from downtown. It's been a while since he scored. Now Dotlich will try to answer. He does. 2 threes in a row for Dotlich. And it's a 15-point game now. And Andy Stempel wants timeout. 9 minutes, 31 seconds to go. Sebring, the only Titan in double figures with 12, but Stempel has 9, Beasley 7, Brady Rose 8, Nick Coleman 7, and Burdine 7 as well. On the other side for Elmhurst, 13 from Nathan Rogers, 4 of 7 from the field, and Rogers has a season high with that 13th point that last free throw. Jalen Loving 7, Patton 7, Carter 7. The bench points have been few and far between. Dotlich with 6 now, and Perilli with 4. And Perilli's 4 were the only 4 bench points scored by the Blue Jays in the first half. On the other hand, Illinois Wesleyan 17 first half bench points. It has only been enhanced here in the second half as well. Perilli denying Rose the basketball. On the switch, they get Harlan on Rose. Burnett dribbling at the top. And, Rogers going to be called for a late foul here. 3 on Nathan Rogers. $17 total team fouls called on the Blue Jays in this game, as opposed to 9 for the Titans, just in sheer numbers, but hard to look back at any one of them as particularly slanted or anything like that. Of course not. That one rattles home. Burnett now has 6 points. Illinois Wesleyan in the bonus. Elmhurst 8 team fouls. Perilli lines up a 3. Really going to have to start shooting better from beyond the arc if the Blue Jays are going to come back in this one, trailing by 17. Illinois Wesleyan's played a very good game fundamentally, offensively and defensively. And trying to fight over the screen, I think Rogers just picked up his 4th. And he did. Tried to fight over the screen and got in the way, and now Brady Rose will go to the free throw line. Rose 86%, as you would expect from watching that first one. One more will put Rose in double figures. Quick rise, fire, and hit, and he is, and with 10 points now. Rogers will go to the basket all the way in and get fouled by somebody in that mess of humanity. It's going to be Burnett's first and the team's 5th. Rogers will go to the free throw line. Nice to see him at the foul line, although he has not been that effective at the line this season. He's been pretty solid today. Misses the first one just short. Caleb Mowry will check back in with his 4 fouls. Mowry missed about 4 minutes with those 4 fouls, and now he is back in. Blue Jays pretty thin on the front line as a whole on the roster, but especially with Mowry and Tennant in foul trouble. They're going to leave Rogers on the floor with 4 as well, as Loving pokes away a steal, trying to throw the ball back in. Perilli goes back up, and he gets it to go. So even though Rogers missed both free throws, Perilli gets 2 more. Still a sizable lead for the Titans. Brady Rose guarded by Carter. Hesitation dribble into the lane. Nice floater over Jalen Loving. It's not easy to get that ball over Loving. He has a long wingspan. He gets a lot of blocks because of it, but not that time. Perilli drives in, no good. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Blue Jays. $18 on the shot clock for Elmhurst, 8 minutes to go. And a 19-point deficit after the last make. Perilli just inside the three-point line, missed. Need to reset the shot clock here. Shot clock horn just went off. Clock is running now, and we'll have to reset a whole bunch here. 7:32 to go right now, it says on the game clock. Probably have to add about 5 or 6 seconds. So when the shot clock got reset, the clock kept going, and they'll add 6 more, 7:58. And we'll check to see what the shot clock should be at here based on when the rebound was collected. Still some confusion awaiting the time to put on the shot clock. Okay, 17 is what they're going to put on the shot clock here for the Titans. And 7:45 on the game clock here. Okay. Looks like we got that all squared away, and we're set for some more basketball. 19-point Illinois Wesleyan lead. Carter guarding Rose, and there's something positive to take out of this one. The first game we've seen Marquise Carter play considerable minutes. Nice job by Rose to blow by, and then Sebring to the basket and one. Strong move from Trevor Sebring. Fighting through the contact from Loving. Second personal foul charged to Jalen Loving, who will check out. Plunk and Patton back in. Sebring with a strong move. Wow. Second team all CCIW pick has not disappointed today. Sebring with 15 points. He's also pulled down 4 rebounds as well. Burdine is the rebounding leader with 7. Rogers trying to go to work on Burnett. Hands off for Mowry. Baseline J. Solid. Caleb Mowry averages 18 points per game. He's only got 4 so far today. Down low to Beasley. Good look, and they'll get the foul. And I think this will go against Plunk. Otherwise, Mowry's out. And it will be Plunk's first. Elmhurst already with 10 team fouls. Beasley misses the first. Sebring out, Burdine back in. Tyler Burdine, a player that we did not see much of last year, 6'9" junior center from Sherman, Illinois. Beasley knocks down the second one, but he's been impressive today. Gotten 7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 of 5 from the field. And he's logged some solid minutes down low in substitution of Trevor Sebring. He's also done great on the offensive glass, too. Nice look from Rogers to Ryan Patton. Patton, another guy, struggled with the turnovers this year, but he's shooting 55% from the field in 26 minutes per game. Averaging 11 points per game this year. And these young players getting their first look at an Illinois Wesleyan team, and it's a good one. Burnett from downtown now. Illinois Wesleyan on the precipice of having 4 or 5 players in double figures. Rogers way off the mark on that shot. Beasley gets the rebound. 2-on-1, now a 2-on-2 with Rose, who pulls up for 3, missed. And here comes Rogers up the floor the other way. To the basket, Rogers way too out of control, missed badly on the layup. Back up the other way come the Titans. Here's Coleman handing off Burnett in the corner. Rose wide open for 3. Got it. 15 for Rose, tied for the game high with his teammate Sebring, and Illinois Wesleyan has blown it open to a 25-point lead. And this will certainly be an experience for a very young Elmhurst team. And Illinois Wesleyan showing why they are one of the favorites in the CCIW this season. And after going 0-2 in their first 2 conference games, really proving themselves here today, although they had some good results against North Central and North Park. The fact is that those are the teams they're going to be competing with for that conference title this year. And you know, Ron Rose had a call to his team after that loss on Wednesday. You have to imagine And what is a critical game here? You don't want to go 0-3. Illinois Wesleyan hasn't gone 0-3 in conference play in many, many years. They hadn't even gone 0-2 in conference play in a while either. Rogers will pick it up and bring it across the timeline. Jalen Loving working on Burdine, goes up. Ooh, just rattles out. Seems like that's happened a lot for the Blue Jays today. And away with it is Brady Rose. Coleman for three, misses. And there's Dotlich for the easy rebound. Rogers will spot up for three. No good, too strong, tipped up into the air. Foul charge to Curry, it looks like. The one asking, what? Me? No way. Second personal foul charge to Curry. And the sixth team foul. One more and the Blue Jays will be in the bonus. Patton gets it in high to Dotlich. Derek Dotlich, one of the freshmen from Indiana, went 6 of 8 from the field against Carroll as Loving takes a jumper. No good. Burdine lost the rebound to Rogers. Now Mowry just inside the free throw line. He misses as well, and Rose comes away with it. Miles Curry going to the basket. Reverse layup short, and then Loving tipped it away, and then out of bounds. Curry tips it off of Mowry. Ron Rose not happy either. He comes charging in to talk to the official. He's looked at all three officials trying to plead his case. Rogers, Loving, Patton, Dotlich, and Mowry, the five on the floor for Elmhurst. Here's Dotlich for three. Off the mark, and Bausch pulled down the board. Good position on Loving. Back up the floor, Stemple. Ooh, big crossover dribble, and an offensive foul then charged on Burdine. Wow, what a move by Stemple, and Patton fell down trying to defend, and we're going to bring on a new 5 for Elmhurst, and looks like Elmhurst emptying the bench here with 4:25 to go and a 25-point deficit. Colin Baumstad, Austin Brown, Tyler Turner, Brandon Auker, and trying to see the final number 12, Will Lyles, the new 5 on the floor for Elmhurst as they empty the bench. Auker lines up a 3. It's way short, and Burdine gets the easy catch. Up the floor for Curry, who throws down a big slam. Miles Curry's first 2 points, absolutely emphatic. This time a 3, no good, and that time by Baumstad. As Elmhurst will think about this one for a while. Certainly a great game played by Illinois Wesleyan, but Elmhurst had trouble on both ends of the floor. And you got to attribute a lot of that and give a ton of credit to this Illinois Wesleyan team. They came in with a fury here today. Up the floor, Baumstad is fouled on his way up. Three minutes, 21 seconds to go, and Baumstad will head to the free throw line. Elmhurst shooting just 32.3% from the field. Illinois Wesleyan shooting 51%. And the offensive numbers, no surprise for this Titan team. They average 81.6 points per game. And here comes the emptying of the bench for Illinois Wesleyan as well. Curry will stay on the floor. Joining him, Mark Falotico, Derek Streety, Bryce Robinson. And also staying in the game, Tyler Burdine as well. Turner guarding defensively. Now Robinson passes out. Falatico from the elbow. Good. Out of bounds by the Blue Jays will turn it back over. And now the Titans at their 81. And one more sub will come in. Jason Gregoire checks in for the first time as Illinois Wesleyan in a cruise here to a victory over the Blue Jays, and was a tough game for Elmhurst all throughout, and mainly because of how solid this Illinois Wesleyan team was today. They came out with a sense of urgency, being 0-2 in the conference. I'm sure Ron Rose knew that they could not afford going 0-3 in their first 3 games in December, and then having to think about that all the way until January when conference games start up again. Long 3, no good. Back iron, rebound pulled down by the Blue Jays' Austin Brown. 3 up and no good on the other side by Bomstad. The Blue Jays will fall to 3-5 on the year. Sub timeout here as Curry will head out. Ben Stesak comes in. It'll be Sesak's first minutes of today's game. Lots to learn from this experience for the Blue Jays' young team. Ryan Patton, the starting freshman guard, and one of them, of course, has fouled on the way up Falatico, and he will go to the line. We charged to Turner, his first. And the Blue Jays looking at their young players. Patton, the freshman. Dotlich, also a freshman. Devin Tennant, who got 4 fouls quickly. And once the Blue Jays, Mowry and Tennant both got into foul trouble, it was just so tough to slow down Sebring, who ended up with 15 points today. Falatico knocks in that one. Also checking in for the Blue Jays, Lyles as well is back in. Or excuse me, not Lyles, it's Brian Kern has the ball now. Olmstead going into the lane, knocks down a 2. Pretty smooth jumper there from Bomstead. First time he's seen action this season, the freshman from Earlville, Illinois. Down low, and it's going to be a turnover here on Illinois Wesleyan. And the Blue Jays will get it back. We have some games to watch around the CCIW. If you want to stay home away from the snow, just watch the snow fall outside. Sure to be beautiful from the inside. Nice move. Austin Brown. Pump fake and a drive into the lane. The rest of the game's all at 7. Falatico knocks it down. 7 points for him already. Some conference games on the slate later tonight. Into the lane goes Lyles, and he gets fouled on the way up. Carroll will face North Park, 7 p.m. in Chicago. Calvin in a non-conference game at Wheaton today. Milliken hosting North Central in Decatur, 7 p.m. And then Carthage at Augustana. That is a 7 p.m. start as well. And that could be an interesting game. See if Carthage can back up their big win against North Central on Wednesday. Lyles up and off back iron with the first one. So this will move the Blue Jays to 1-2 in the conference. Not the worst place to be out of December, especially with such a young team. John Bain still waiting for his team to really hit their stride. Today it was the penetration of Illinois Wesleyan on the offensive end that really gave the Blue Jays trouble. And then just rock-solid defense on the defensive end. It seems like against this Illinois Wesleyan team, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to knock down some threes. And the Blue Jays really struggled early in the game with threes as Streety gets his first bucket of the game. They struggled from beyond the arc in the first half and then really never were able to recover. Turner, spin move into the lane, no good. And the shot clock is turned off. The final seconds will tick away in this one. Elmhurst will fall to 3-5, 1-2 in the conference, while Illinois Wesleyan will move to 6-2 and 1-2 in conference play. And you see these two teams very different, but with the same conference record heading into the rest of the schedule in January, as the Blue Jays fall in this one 88-57. Here are some of the final stats individually for the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Brady Rose and Trevor Sebring led the teams with 15, and many players close to double figures as well. 9 from Burnett, 9 from Stemple, 8 from Beasley, 7 from Coleman, and 7 from Burdine. On the and also rebounding totals, 11 for Burdine, who led the team. Nobody else had more than 4 for Illinois Wesleyan. Elmhurst, on the other hand, 13 for Rogers on 4 of 10 from the field and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. 9 for Patton, 7 for Carter, 7 for Loving, 6 for Dotlich, and 6 for Perilli. 5 rebounds, the team high. Loving, assist totals, Rogers had 4 to lead the Blue Jays. Elmhurst 33% from the field, 26% from downtown, and 7 of 13 from the free throw line. Illinois Wesleyan solid all around, 53% from the field, 35% three-point range, and 78% from the free throw line. As Illinois Wesleyan out-rebounded Elmhurst 45-32, and that's certainly something that John Baines will be talking about come this week of practice. Turnovers, Illinois Wesleyan committed 11 of them, Elmhurst 10. And you look at the second chance points, just 7-4. So Elmhurst able to limit the second chance points in the second half, but at that point it was already about a 20-point lead for Illinois Wesleyan anyway. So the Blue Jays fall on this one 88-57. Thank you to Frankie for all his great work all day today here at the controls on Blue Jay TV. I'm Luke Tanaka saying so long. Illinois Wesleyan will be on the road at Wash U next Saturday. And the Blue Jays will have 2 more home games here on Blue Jay TV. It'll be at home against Buena Vista at 4 p.m. next Saturday. And then on, not this coming Monday, but the 19th of December, the Blue Jays will host Blackburn at 7 p.m. And they will look to even their record in those 2 games here at home. Now they sit at 3-5, 1-2 in the conference. Illinois Wesleyan moves to 6-2 and 1-2 in the CCIW. Until next time, Luke Tanaka saying so long from R.A. Faginal Hall. Once again, the final score, Illinois Wesleyan 88, Elmhurst 57.